It's time for Chat with Chuck, live from Windsor, California, discussing stuff on Chuck's mind, life, attitudes, and stuff. And now, your host, Chuck the DJ.
Hey, welcome everybody. How you doing? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to 2026. New year, new time. Well, not new time. Same time. I'm looking to something because I added something. Oh, there it is. I added something that I need to put. I guess I need to put it up here. As you right down here. Something that is new this year is I have a phone number. I have a phone number that is basically unattended, but you can call. You can call anytime, 24/7, and leave a message or an idea or a rant or whatever you want to leave. Maybe it's an idea that you think, hey Chuck, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? You can leave that right there at that number. Or maybe you just want to call up and say, hey, you're a frickin' screwball. Stop it. Hey, whatever. That's a phone number right there that you can use, and you can leave it there, and you don't even need to leave your name or anything. I mean, obviously, if you want to leave your name, you can leave your name, but there's no requirement. There's no requirement to leaving your name or any of that kind of stuff. So let's see. I'm trying to adjust this here as I speak. Because I forgot to do this earlier, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I should do that." And so there you go. I think you can still see that. So anyway, so that's gonna screw around. Hello, Trish. Welcome in, Sam Nation. How you doing? I saw WP in here bright and early. Welcome. I hope you all had a good New Year's. New something safe and sane. For those of you that are maybe mobile DJs, if there's any of you mobile DJs out there, I hope your event was great. I'm going to give you a little recap of mine in a little bit, but you know, that was kind of fun. We're gonna talk today about Twitch, mostly about Twitch. I got. Speaking of ideas that were given to me, I have a few ideas that were given to me, and we're going to touch bases on them. A couple of them are just ideas, questions that had popped into my head. Why? How are people getting away with XYZ? So we're gonna talk about that today. Maybe somebody in the chat, maybe people who are more in tune on some of that stuff can clue me in. Or maybe even some of you people that are doing what I'm going to be talking about and can give me some insight on that. That would be great. We're gonna recap my birthday. My birthday was yesterday. I had a big milestone birthday yesterday, and I had a couple streams. I'm gonna kind of talk about that a little bit, and let's see what else. I got my notes here as usual. We're going to talk one more time. We're going to talk about LFG and DJ Ryan 22. My Pookie is in the house. I'm assuming Pookie is listening while he is loading up gear or getting gear ready for an event. But or maybe Pookie's lucky and Pookie's just off today. Got to hang out. So welcome Ryan, DJ 22, and as always, if you should follow these cats. You should follow, Sam Nation's a streamer and DJ Ryan's a 20. Just office work today. Okay, DJ Ryan 22. Follow Trish. Follow streamers, and we're going to talk about that today because I got a story. I got a thing. I got something. I got something. I got something to get off my chest. My chest right here. I'm going to get it off my chest. And which kind of seems like that's kind of the direction my chat show was talked about. Those of you that know me know I have maybe I get stuff on my chest. I get chips on my shoulder. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Exactly. When don't I? So I'm gonna get some of that stuff off. my chest. I know Sam Nation is gearing up. Sam's got a great interview today. It's going to be on YouTube, so he won't be staying the whole show. But I do want to give a shout out to Sam. Later on, he'll put a link in the thing for those of you that follow Sam. I don't know where he'll put links, probably on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. He's getting interviewed, and of course, my memory is terrible. But for those of you that know Purple Stars, how you doing? For those of you that know Sam Nation, know that he was in the inside circle when it came to the Purple One, when it came to Prince. Sam was highly involved with some of the goings-ons on that level, and they're going to be talking about New Power Generation Club, if I'm not mistaken, this afternoon. That's going to be on YouTube. It's going to overlap a little bit with us, so Sam will be leaving soon, but I do want to give a shout out there for Sam. And I'm looking forward to, obviously I won't catch it live, but I'm going to catch it on the rerun. I'll catch it on YouTube. So yeah, that should be fun and exciting. And getting interviewed is always nerve-wracking. I don't care how many times you've done it. I've been interviewed a few times, and because you never know what's going to happen. And so especially live interviews, not like pre-recorded tape where you can fix it in the mix or you can fix it in post. You never know what's going to happen. And even if you know the person that's going to interview you, who knows? Maybe they, maybe in the back of their mind they've got this, hey, I'm going to go for this thing, attitude because maybe they're going to go after it. Maybe they found some dirt. And if you interview me, there's a lot of dirt to be found, which is why you don't see me getting interviewed very often. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fun for Sam. I'm sure it'll be great, and he'll be having lots of fun with that. So don't be nervous, Sam. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure the interview won't go after you. If it's a good interview, I was interviewed on a golf podcast a while back. And what was really cool was that the interviewer sent me the questions that they were going to ask me ahead of time, so I knew what was happening. Ryan just says sometimes they hijack you and surprise you with an interview. Oh yes, which is what I did to DJ Ryan. One night, DJ Ryan happened to be coming by, and I just grabbed him. I was going to interview him. I wanted to interview Ryan at some point in time for the Chat with Chuck show. I think it's episode number 2, maybe, and it's on YouTube. If you go to the Chat with Chuck YouTube page, you can find that. There are a couple interviews there early on. Let's see, YouTube. Yeah, there we go. Because one of the things I wanted to do early on was I wanted to include interviews on Chat with Chuck, but I'm just such an idiot. I haven't figured out yet how to do that. Ryan happened to be in the house one day, and I caught him. And I interviewed my wife, I think, on one of the episodes, and she was here. Canadian Dave, how you doing? And I interviewed DJ Head. Which was just a amazing interview, but that was done by phone. So I asked the questions and DJ Head answered the phone. There's a pinned message by Mr. Lattenhouse is in the house. Thank you, Mr. Lattenhouse, for pinning that message at the top of the chat. So interviews are fun. They're exciting, and Sam Nations will be great, and all that kind of stuff. Once again, thank you all for being here. And I think we're going to get kind of into the meat and bones, a little bit of things. I'll get some of the things that aren't quite as big a deal. I do want to recap my birthday. My birthday was yesterday. I turned 70 yesterday. And so I had planned on doing a 1 o'clock stream yesterday for a few hours in the afternoon. And I was watching DJ Alpha Music in the morning, and somebody... DC Artist, I think, brought up the fact that it was my birthday in his chat. And Alpha asked at that point, hey, well, are you going to go on? And I go, oh, yeah, I'm going to go on at 1 o'clock. And so he goes, well, can you go on earlier? And I go, like, when? And he goes, well, like about 11. And he goes, if you go on at 11, he goes, I'll raid you. And if you know Alpha, he's got a pretty good following. Thank you, Purple Stars. So I did. I jumped at the opportunity to get a raid by Alpha, who I think at that point had 90 people in his room. something like that. And so I did. I went on like 11 o'clock, which was earlier than I'd planned. And Alpha rated into me. Great. Had a lot of people that came in on the raid. And I played from 11 to 3, which is 4 hours, which is a little long for me, but not terribly. But I usually do like 2.5 hours. And in that time, the stream, I think I got four. I think it was 3 or 4 raids, and just a bunch of people, very supportive, very fun. It was weird because I don't usually stream in the afternoon, so it was fun to stream in the afternoon and get that kind of vibe going on. And I just basically played stuff that I liked, and and I had a good time, and that was fun. So that was, and then my wife and I, we just kind of hung out the rest of the day, and we watched TV and we took a walk and we just kind of hung around. We ate some food. Didn't do anything special for dinner. I had a birthday dinner on Saturday night at a place that I've been to twice. I went last year on my birthday to this place, and after the dinner, I wrote a review. And one of the things I wrote in the review was that the baked potatoes were great, but there wasn't enough toppings. Because I like, I want the bacon bits and the chives and the sour cream. I want all that crap on my baked potato. And when we showed up this year, made reservations. When we showed up this year, the manager was standing there at the door, and he had my notes from a year ago. And he goes. So he goes, hey, welcome here. Yeah, yeah. I got your notes. I got your notes. And so we're going to take care of you this year with your potato. And oh my God, when I ordered my baked potato this year, they brought me a whole extra thing. If the whole extra a plate of bacon bits and chives and cheese and sour cream just for my baked potato. And yeah, exactly, Purple Stars. It was a wow moment. I mean, to have, and we only go to this place once a year, so it's not like we're even like regular, and it's only my second time, so it's not like we're regular customers. And this cat and this place is so great. And I had a nice steak. I had a nice ribeye steak, which is my choice of steaks. My wife had a filet mignon. We had their homemade rolls, which are to die for. And we had these. We had a salad that was basically like the salad. It was like a half a head of lettuce, and it was cut in thirds. And they massage. Yeah, made it with 0 calories, and they massage the dressing and stuff into the lettuce. They massage it, and they coat it, and they massage it, and oh my God, holy Jesus Christ, it was great. And then of course the steak, which was phenomenal, and we had so much left over. My wife and I actually brought half of our meat back home, and we had it left over the next day. But that was the birthday. It is not someplace I can afford to go often. I can save up for a year. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you how much money it was. My wife bought my dinner because it was my birthday, and we had 2 drinks upstairs. I had a drink, she had a drink upstairs at the bar. Yes, that was more very, very, very sensual talk, right? And we didn't have dessert, but they brought us my choice of ice cream, which was a passion fruit sorbet. Passion fruit sorbet, and if you've never had passion fruit sorbet, you should try to find some place. And they had a candle in it, and it was lit, and they came over, and it was real nice. And they gave me a card, a birthday card, that was signed by all the employees. It had a nice little note in it, "Happy birthday, Chuck," da 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 da. And you open it up, and all the employees. And I'm sure they sit around at lunchtime and they just sign a bunch of the cards and all that kind of stuff. But they give you that. And so it makes your birthday, you just feel so special. And and because it's a steakhouse, it's kind of got a little Western theme. They give you a little metal horseshoe, little metal hard. I mean, it's metal. It's metal horseshoe. I mean, so it was just an amazing night. I think we were in the restaurant 2 hours. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was about 2 hours. And yeah, it was just. And if you're ever up in this place, it's called Good Nights. It's in Healdsburg. It's right on the square. A beautiful, beautiful place. It's called Good Nights. Good Nights. And if you're on Facebook, I did post about it. you can see the pictures. You can see my review in Healdsburg, which is we're in Windsor, Santa Rosa. It was like a 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive at the most. Heck yeah, Purple Star is exactly right. So anyway, that was my birthday recap. I wouldn't get too much more into that, and that was fine. So let's get into it. What do you say? The first thing on the top of my list is a thing called DJ Shoutouts. And I just did one, sort of. And if I'm not mistaken, somewhere early on, we talked about this a little bit. Manchester Latin House, thank you. DJ Shoutouts. A DJ Shoutout is, when the streamer says something along the lines of, "Hey, look at all these people in here. Make sure you follow all the DJs. DJ Hack, how you doing? Make sure you follow all the DJs." How often do you hear that? How often do you go into a stream? And the streamer will say at some point in time, maybe even 2 or 3 times, "Hey, make sure you follow all the DJs, in the chat. Following is loving, supportive, all that kind of stuff." You hear it all the time, Sam Nation, all the time. About a week ago, I was in DJ Apollo's stream, and I love DJ Apollo. Wacky guy, does long streams, mega streamer we talked about. And he went on and he had, and again, he had like 100 people, a bunch of people in his room, and he went on this almost 2-minute, I don't know, pitch, discussion, tirade, whatever, about me. And he's like, "Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, you need to follow Chuck the DJ. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. He does this show called Chat with Chuck. He's great. He's one of those favorite." And he just kept going on and on and on. And I'm my head's getting bigger than it already is. Chuck the humble DJ. I'm thinking, "Oh my God, this is so freaking nice of him. Oh man," he's going on and on and on and on. And then a couple days after that, I was in another streamer's a chat, and I don't want to out this particular streamer because they've never been in my show, and I don't do that. And they did basically kind of the same thing, not as long, but a really nice specific. Yeah, was he drunk? He was probably drunk and high, but another very specific. I got another specific shout out. Chuck is great. Go man. So anyway, the point is, after both of those, I got exactly zero followers, right? I think maybe it was Mr. Latin House, and I talked about this a while back, and forgive me if it wasn't you, Mr. Latin House, and I think somebody called it a waste of air, I think is what the terminology was. But it's a really, really nice thing to do, and I love it. It was Mr. Latin House. Thank you. It is a very nice thing to do, and I love doing it, and I love hearing it, and it's so nice. But in my case, at least, maybe I'm unique. I don't know. In my case, unique. I mean, I'm sure somewhere along the lines I've gotten a follow. I mean, I know every once in a while. In fact, looking at my board right here, 6 hours ago, which I don't even know who was on 6 hours ago, I got something that says DJ Silent Lifestyle followed me 6 hours ago. Now I don't know how. So maybe somebody did give me a shout out. So I mean, I'm not saying it never ever happens, but I was honestly amazed, especially after Apollo's, that I got absolutely zero. I mean, and it's not a big deal. I mean, everybody likes getting followed. Everybody likes the bump in numbers and all that kind of stuff. It was just more of a situation of oh my gosh, what's the deal? So anyway, I guess the rant here or the point here is that if you're in a chat, I mean, you can always unfollow somebody. You can follow them, because so-and-so streamer says, "Oh my gosh, this, Sam Nation's wonderful. Make sure you go follow Sam Nation, Mr. Latin House, my boy DJ Ryan, whatever, give them the number, give them the follow, pop into their show. If you don't like it, you can always unfollow. It's not a big deal. But so anyway, so that was on the top of my list of things to chat about today. The other thing that seems to have been popping up lately and I don't really know how they're getting away with it. In the Twitch rules for the DJ program, guess who has them right here? In the Twitch rules, there is a section that says the DJ program is not for audio only broadcast. Do not live stream music without an accompanying live, interactive, audiovisual performance, i.e., no audio only or automated broadcasts are permitted. Okay, you got that? You understand that? That basically, I think what they're saying there is, no radio stations. Okay, I think that's where they're going with that one, right? Now, again, I'm not going to out anybody. I'm not going to talk about specific channels, but I could name 3 channels right now off the top of my head that do that. 2 of the channels I know do normal shows, but then they do an automated show. And I guess this is not necessarily a rant. It's more of a question, wondering if anybody has any idea how they're getting away with it. Now, I assume that just like the restricted tracks emails that we're getting, and I got a bunch from my personal stream yesterday, that nobody cares, right? That there's no consequences to doing it. That it doesn't matter because they're not doing anything about it, and people are going to do it if they want to. Because now the flip side of that is I don't know why people even do it. To tell you the truth, I mean, why do you have and I'm talking automated. I'm not talking about having like a stream where there's not a DJ on, and maybe you're at your work desk and you're doing business work, or you're doing housework, or whatever you're doing, and your stream's going on, and you do interact with the chat from time to time. I'm not talking about one of those kind of streams, right? I'm talking about a stream where you go into the stream, the music's playing, maybe and you say, "Hey, XYZ DJ, hello, Mikey," or whoever, and nothing, because there's nobody there. Okay, so Sam, I don't either. If I want a zombie stream, if I want to have just music, I'm going to go to Spotify and put on a list of songs that I like, that I know that I will like 100% of the songs that are playing. Walking Dead streams. I love that terminology, Mr. Latin House. But why are you doing that? Why would they do that? I thought, are they doing that to just to keep their name out there? Maybe. Are they doing that in the hopes of getting biddies or subs randomly, which I'm assuming could happen? No, these guys are. Well, one of them for sure is a partner. For Christ's sakes, DC Artist, how you doing? Yeah, well, I'm one of the guys I know, like I say, is a partner. So it's not like they're trying to build their numbers up to get an affiliate or whatever. I mean, they're already there, which is wild to me. DC Artist says it's like MTV. There's a couple of streams I have in the background like that. Yeah. Happy. Oh, I was gonna read your thing. Yes, thank you, DC Artist. Again, another great streamer to follow. So make sure you're following DC Artist. We just talked about that. So yeah, MTV style, radio style chats, according to the rules of the DJ program, they're not allowed. You cannot do them. Maybe people like listening to that DJ's music. Maybe so, Mr. Latin House. Is that a motivation for you to do it? I like oldies music, or I like rock music. So and my gear, unlike some people, my gear is set up 24/7. My gear is always, 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 always set up. I could, when I'm not streaming, I could just run my channel. I could just, put my virtual DJ on auto mix and run my channel. And, in some cases, collecting channel points is awesome. Yes. And DC artists, when my boy, my Pookie, DJ Ryan 22, when he kind of first started streaming, and he was doing these 7, 8, 9 hour streams or longer, and I could only hang so long, but I would leave it on just to get those channel points so I could make him do karaoke or whatever. And but that's another rant I could get off on, is the channel points thing. So yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly understand why people do it. I don't understand the advantage to it. If there's some sort of technical advantage to it, some sort of Twitch advantage to it, I don't get it. I don't know. But whatever. I just wanted to bring it up, and in case anybody had any issues, or not issues, answers for me. And there's the phone number right down there, automated phone number. Answer. Leave a message. Let me know if you think of something. You can leave it in there, without who you are, anonymously. I won't know who it is. But if you got anything, leave it right down there for the new Chat with Chuck phone line right there. So yeah, so that's the thing. DC artist channel points. Real quick, I don't have that on my list to talk about, but let's talk about it for a second. Every DJ that 99% of the DJs that I know that are streaming have channel point redemptions, have a number of things. I have a number of things. I have so many that I vary them sometimes. I don't have all of them turned on all the time. How often do they get used? Or maybe even how rarely do they get used? Yes, Ryan, there you go. That's I guess it doesn't really matter. The way I look at it is, the DJ streamer puts a lot of time and effort into creating or having somebody do it for him, like me, because I don't know how to do it. Oh, are you kidding me? I left the cupcakes on? Oh, my God. I have one that's called the cupcake dance, and when I do it, you got to do the cupcake dance. And I thought I had I normally turn that stuff off during the show, right? So that's my cupcakes. My cupcakes go on. Yeah, you're lucky, Ryan. And I actually had to put those on a timer, because one time Ryan did like 2 hours worth of cupcake dance. I may go in there and turn that off while I'm talking to you, Ryan. Although it's on a timer now. So anyway, yeah, I mean, if you're in a stream, you got somebody you like, a streamer, that person's put some effort, some time, some effort. Yeah, it was epic. Into creating those channel points, and they enjoy it. Please go use them. That's kind of cool. It doesn't cost you anything. You're going to get all these room points anyway just by watching XYZ DJ. What are you going to do with them? Nothing. You can do. They're not worth anything. At least when you drop a biddy's a penny. At least they get something out of that. But the room points, you use them. Go have some fun. KGB's got some great ones. I love KGB. She's got ones got a waterfall, and the waterfall goes over, or you can punch KGB in the house. Alpha's got another bunch of them. It always ends up depending on the situation's vibe, who is trolling, and if they are fun or not. Yeah, I get it. But the streamer also has to remember that he can turn them off. Like me. I mean, I don't always have mine on, because just change it up or just whatever. But they're fun. Most of the time they're fun. And excuse me, if the streamer wants to have them, he wants to have that fun aspect. Yeah, he has those on. Okay, so we talked about the DJ shoutouts. We talked about my birthday recap. We talked about non-DJ streams. The terminology that was brought up during one of my streams yesterday, and I thought it was funny, was called hot knobbing DJs. You know what a hot knobbing DJ is? And no, Ryan, it's not that nasty. And this is just, I don't know if I don't think anybody in here Off the top of my head, as far as a streamer that I see, I don't think any of you are hot knobbing. I don't think any of you are hot knobbing DJs. So this shouldn't offend anybody. Maybe if somebody's listening or watches back on YouTube, they might get annoyed. I have been known to annoy some people by topics or discussions that I have brought up here on Chat with Chuck. Hot knobbing DJs. I don't think you can really see my gear here, because I don't really do a whole lot, so I don't have. But a hot knobbing DJ is XYZ song is playing, and they're over here, and they're doing this. They're twisting a knob. They're bringing a slider, and it's doing absolutely nothing. It's doing absolutely nothing. It's hot knobbing, as what I was told that was called, hot knobbing, because oh my gosh, they're hot, and we're twisting those, and it's a visual thing, right? And it's a visual thing, and if a non DJ, and I've talked to a couple, if a non DJ is watching it, it's part of the show. It's entertaining, and you see it a lot on YouTube videos. Where maybe so and so they're at a concert, or they're at a big festival, and the DJ's up there on stage, and and they're bouncing around, and they're doing. Paris Hilton was famous for hot knobbing, by the way, and they're turning, and if you're a non DJ, you see that, and some overdo it. Exactly, Trish. And if you see it. As a non DJ, they think it's they're actually doing something. They think it's part of the gig. They think it's oh cool, they're doing, as opposed to hitting play, bang, and like I do, and sit there and then maybe cue up the next song or whatever. Hot knobbing, hot knobbing. How many times can Chuck get away with saying hot knobbing? As many times as people get away doing it, Ryan. Hot knobbing. I just thought that was a great term. Hot knobbing, the hot knobbing DJ. I thought that was very, very interesting. So if you're a DJ out there, just know, you may think you're being cool. You may think that you're doing something pretty freaking neat, but the other DJs watching you, they know better. They're going to be your critical audience as a fellow DJ. What cracks me up sometimes is when I see a person hot knobbing or doing something, and I'll look specifically at the mixer, and you'll see the crossfader like all the way over on this side, or maybe the volume control on that side all the way down, and they're fiddle farting with knobs over here. They're hot knobbing knobs that aren't doing anything. There's not even any music going through. So keep your eye open. Keep your eye open for hot knobbing DJs. That was funny. Okay, one more short thing before we get into long things. It was brought up to me the other day, and I rest in peace, LFG. We're talking DJ and hit knobbing, hot knobbing. Yes, we talking DJ hot knobbing. LFG, rest in peace. I am told it is gone. It is never coming back. It's history. It's down the road. LFG came on. We've talked about this a number of times before. When LFG came on, it was making a big push. It's a site for DJs where we care about you. We're making it for you. It's specifically for you, and that's where we're going, Mr. Latin House, and all this kind of stuff. And just like Kick, although Kick is still around because never rhymed. Ryan says, I think I may change my DJ name to DJ Hot Knob. What do you think? I think it's a great name. It only lasted 2 months, Dave says, Canadian Dave. And it sounded so cool. As Kick did sound so cool, obviously, when it came online. Again, we've talked about this before. The DJs stream over there. They jumped over there. Some of them are still restreaming over there, but people didn't go over there, DC artists, props to the developers. That was a lot. Yes. They honestly, the quality of the sound, the video, what was being done over there was amazing. It really, really was nice. But the audience never followed, which I said from the beginning was going to be the battle, just like in Kick. That was the battle. I still think Kick sounds better. when you listen to a DJ, if you especially a restreaming DJ who's streaming on Twitch and is streaming on Kick, oh my gosh, Kick sounds so much better. Ladies and gentlemen, moderator Alice is in the house. How you doing, Alice? Yeah, but LFG, then they came out with the, oh my gosh, we're gonna shut down for a while, and we're gonna revamp, and we're gonna come back for other creators, which meant, doesn't mean anything now because but I assumed it meant like, other, but gamers and all that kind of stuff. So all the crap they told us to begin with that was going to be just for DJs, we're aiming for DJs, we're setting up for a DJ site. Once the reality of the money thing kicked in or whatever, they realized it wouldn't work, so they were going to shut down. They're going to revamp. They're going to come back as a much more open platform. And they didn't come back. I was talking, the reason I brought this up is I was talking to somebody the other day, and they happened to mention LFG, and it's gone. It's not coming back. It's not revamping. It's not. And as Mr. Latin House brought up, apparently they owe a bunch of money. And I shouldn't say a bunch. They owe money. I don't really know how much. I tried to Google it. I couldn't find anything about it. But this individual says they owe me money. And, what's up? What's the deal? Lockpick, good evening to you. Mr. Latin House, they owed $80,000 plus, and so, oh well, I mean, whatever. Not like it's a shame. It was an experiment gone down the tubes, and I owe you $100,000. Please send me your bank account login number. Yes, I'll send that right over, Lockpick, right after the show. So yeah, I mean, let's fucking go. LFG, it does take a lot of DC artists, and they honestly, I think they had the best of intentions. The individual I was talking to was of the mind of it was a scam all along. I don't think that. I think they thought they could do something very cool for us. It just, unfortunately, they moved too quickly, or they just were, I don't know, whatever. So what that led us into in our discussion was money on Twitch, which is my other discussion I wanted to make tonight. We were talking about who makes, we were trading back and forth as far as how much money a month that me and this individual make as streamers, and we are both baby streamers. And Mr. Latin House, Alice, I think we should have one for DJs, musicians, artists. Yes, and again, Alice, I think that's what they were going to. I think that's where they were heading for. They were doing that, and I think I don't know how anybody's going to compete with Twitch. Twitch has got I was going to say a stranglehold on it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Okay, I will stop this. Just to talk about this. Last week, DJ Ryan and I got together. I went down to Ryan's house, and we streamed together. We did our little we call our dueling DJ set. It was more of a screw around. We found it to be harder when one DJ is playing a song and the other DJ is going to play a song. We found it incredibly difficult to try to beat mix that. At least I did. Ryan was better at it than I am. But it was a few hours of wildness, of madness, of wackiness. We had a banana eating contest. We sang karaoke. There was some stuff. Ryan says it is on his Kick page. Ryan, I would love it if you would drop a Kick page link in the chat. It's recorded. It's on Kick. I didn't realize you were restreaming to Kick that night. But you need to watch it for two things. One, for the karaoke that we were singing. Two, the banana eating contest, which I would really, really, really wanted to see. I was hoping somebody would record it. And three, just for the fun that Ryan and I had doing that together. It was so much fun, spontaneous. We didn't plan anything. We just said, hey, let's get together and let's just do it. There's Ryan's Kick 22 right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you should cut and paste, copy, do something. Mr. Lattenhouse, thank you for pinning that. You should go to that page. You should watch the show. I was going to say don't do it with little kids even, but DJ Alice says, I wasn't even secondhand embarrassed by DJ Ryan singing on the second song, damn it. Ryan, at least Ryan can sing, Alice. At least Ryan can carry a tune. I can't carry a tune. I even tried to do my William Shatner singing, well, it's all about us now, and we're going to go down. Well, I'm William Shatner. Yeah. But at least Ryan can carry a tune, so that's on Kick. So everybody, fast forward to the singing parts. Ryan's wife was there, mouthing off a bunch, butting in, interrupting, grabbing microphones. Lockpick says Ryan didn't carry a tune; he kicked it down the street like a can. Can full of rocks. That's cool. It need to be more Star Trek Shatner. Yeah. It was fun. We had a really great time. So trying to get on Kick and go watch the show and just whatever. All right. So money. So we were talking about money getting paid out on Twitch, and we all know that we don't get paid crap on Twitch. But we put up with it because it's the only platform where that we have. I guess there's YouTube. If you're a really badass, what do you got? You got to have like 5,000 followers or something to stream on YouTube. You can stream on YouTube. You can make some money if you're that. Lockpick, that was an amazing night. You guys hit it out of the park. Thank you, sir. But right now, Twitch has got a stranglehold on DJs that want to stream, that are interested in. Well, just they got a stranglehold on DJ streaming, whether you're doing it for money or not. There are a number of DJs, great DJs, that are streaming as their livelihood, or at least or as a large part of it. God love them. I am not one of them. Ryan is not one of them. Lockpick is not one of them. The money that you do make, that from the biddies or subs that you get, are it's nice. So I did a little bit of research, and nothing really really kicked out for me. But the estimated monthly average income by viewership, if you have 5 to 10 average viewers, they say that you should be making roughly $50 to $200 a month from. They talked about the biddies, the subs, and the advertising that you have going on. I think I have all my advertising turned off because I'm not worried about that. But so that's an average. If you have 20 average viewers, $200 to $400 a month, 50 average viewers, $500 or $750 a month. If you have 100 average viewers, this is where it jumps in. If you have 100 average viewers, you should be making between $1,000 and $1,500 a month. Lockpick, how many streams does it assume you do in that month? It doesn't say. That's a good question. It didn't say that. It does say earnings heavily depend on the audience size, and major revenue comes from subscriptions, bits, donations, and sponsorships. So if you want to earn $1,000 a month, and I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, right? I'm sure you have the random streamer who maybe only gets 50 viewers or whatever, but for some reason they've got a viewership that is affluent or drunk or whatever, and they're supporting that viewer a bunch. I don't care what the rule is. There's always exceptions. There's always exceptions to the rules, but the average. And then of course it says if you have 1,000 average viewers, which I don't know. Amaranth or somebody, $5,000 plus a month, right? or you're using bots. But see, the thing is, you can have the bots. Yeah, the bots will bid your numbers, but the bots aren't going to drop biddies or subs. The bots will make you cool. Oh, look, you got 50 people in your chat, but you could have 40 bots, or I really don't know exactly how that works, but a bot that could be a lot. But the bots aren't dropping money, so I'm assuming they're saying if you've got 50 average viewers, they're talking an actual viewer. They're talking a person, and that's what they think that you should be able. The key factors, the subscription. If you subscribe to somebody, and most of you probably already know this, streamers typically get 50% of $4.99, so roughly $2.50. Now, if you make a partner, partners have a whole different deal. Partners have a whole different schedule. If you're a partner, it doesn't say how much, but it does affiliate versus partner. First, you need to know the difference between Twitch affiliate and partners. Affiliates are essentially entry-level earners on Twitch. They can accept subscriptions, bits, and a few other revenue streams. Partners, on the other hand, are more established, have higher revenue splits, and can earn from a broader set of monetized tools. So, not that I will ever be a partner, but that is one of the big reasons to become a partner. You get a better split. So, streamers like myself, or probably anybody here in the chat. I don't think I have a partner in the chat here today. I do sometimes, but I think we're all affiliates that are streamers in here. We're getting half. You get your whole biddy. So if somebody drops you 100 biddies, you get your dollar. Because a biddy is for those of you, I mean, you all know this probably already, but just in case, for those of you that are maybe watching on YouTube, because I do have a viewer or two on YouTube that rewatch these shows later. So a biddy is one biddy is a penny, 100 biddies is $1, right? So you as a streamer, you actually get to keep that dollar. If I'm not mistaken, if I read this information correctly, you get to keep your biddies, right? Yeah, so so Twitch generally takes a 50-50 cut for affiliates, but partners can negotiate, I suppose, maybe even negotiate better splits, sometimes up to 70-30. So, if you're a partner, hey, look, I got, an average of 100 viewers in my stream, 200 viewers in my stream, 300 viewers in my stream. Let's talk. I should be getting a better split than 50-50 or 60-40. I want 70-30, and I guess you can do that. Lockpick. Yep, Twitch makes the money by charging more than $1 for 100 when you buy them. Yeah, the person you give the person you give them to makes $1. Right? Yeah. So that's how they make their money on the biddy thing. So yeah, so it is great. It cracks me up, and I actually do this sometimes as a snotty, silly thing. I'll drop, like, especially with Ryan, where Ryan and I mess with each other, and I'll go in there and I'll drop I'll drop a biddy. I'll give him a penny, right? Now, some of the smart streamers, they actually, you can set that, right? You need to get here again. I'm sure you guys probably know, but you can set the minimum amount that you can be biddied. Some guys have it. The minimum you can drop is $1. I think mine might be 10. The minimum you can drop is 10, or you might be able to drop a penny in mine. I don't really remember what it is. It's been so long since I've looked at that. Mr. Ladnow says most are getting 50-50. Only the ones making more money get a higher split. And I'm assuming you're talking about partners there. And I did kind of make a mistake, and I wanted to ask a couple of my partner buddies. I wanted to ask them, and maybe I'll do that for a follow-up show. Maybe next week. Maybe I'll put this out into my partner world, and if they're willing to tell me, and some are more open than others, but. Yeah, and the ad revenue, your ad revenue is ads running during your stream, including pre-rolls and mid-rolls, cost per impression, and that can vary. And affiliates earn a smaller cut than partners, right? Okay, so it is 10 for me, Ryan? Okay, thank you. So I mean, I find the ads more annoying, and you get such a little amount from the ads, especially at a streamer level of myself or maybe DJ Ryan. What you can run those damn ads, and at the end of the month you make $1 or two. And to me, that's not worth annoying my viewership. The viewers that I have, I want to try to keep. Um, it's just it's not worth it. Lockpick, a 3-minute ad once an hour, removes pre-roll for people who join the channel though. Oh, okay. So yeah, okay, right. But see, a 3-minute ad once an hour is annoying to watch. Um, you can't fully turn advertisers off. Okay, well, I'll ask this: is anybody in here seeing any ads during this show right now? Are there any ads? Has anybody seen any of my ads? Seen any ads going on? I don't know, because my monitor is this show here, but maybe because I'm watching my monitor, maybe and if you're subscribed, I guess you're not going to get ads, right? Just knob turning. WP got a pre-roll win before I subbed last night. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I thought I turned. Well, okay. There you go. This is my out on that one. I thought I turned off any option or turned down any option to either as low as I could or off. So yeah, maybe there is something going on. But ads, I mean, it's just not. Again, for me, it's not necessarily worth it. Master Selecta. Tuning in on my second channel, I've got a pre-roll ad now. Well, so clue me. What's a pre-roll ad? Is that the big ad that comes up in front of your whole screen, or is it one of those little ads I've seen kind of up in the box, above the chat sometimes? When you first come in, I know that sometimes, yeah, when I first go to a channel, I'm not subbing. Yeah, there's a big ad that I have to sit through. I'm assuming that's a pre-roll ad. That's the ones that run when people first join a stream. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you, Alice. Before it would let me watch your stream. DJ DC Artist, you're in an ad now, which when I first come in. Wow, okay, all right. Well, I apologize for the ad thing. I don't know. Full screen ad, it's when you first join. Yeah. If through a show. Yeah. Miss Princess. Happy 2026 to you. Thank you for coming in. So yeah, or if you refresh, Alice says that it comes up when you refresh. You can't turn those off. Okay, well, I apologize. I thought I tried to find every option I could to turn those off. So it is what it is, I guess. So maybe I am making money from those. I don't know. I honestly, in all fairness, we're kind of running short on time here. In all fairness, I make about $150 a month. There are months, there are times where I do get extra. I had a really nice day. People were very supportive of my birthday yesterday. I did fairly well. I mean, for me, I did probably 3 months worth of Twitch money in one day yesterday. Well, Lockpick. Now, if you take that $150 a month that I make, and you take out how many subs and biddies that I pay for, I'm in a deficit. I don't remember what the exact numbers were because it's been a year, but I remember last year when I did my taxes for 2024. I'm going to use dumb numbers here, but it's somewhere along the lines of I might have made like $1,100 off Twitch for the year, but I spent like $1,500. So, yeah, it might have even been more. I don't remember, but I spent way more on biddies and subs last year, or in 2024. I haven't done 2025 taxes yet. I spent way more on subs and biddies than I made. Way more. I mean, way more. It wasn't even close. Mr. Lowndes, the most I made on Twitch was 2020. You made over 60,000. Holy Jesus. Well, that's big time. I've never made that much. I doubt I've ever made $2,000 a year on Twitch in the over 5 years that I've been on Twitch. So I haven't even made $60,000 the whole time I've been on Twitch. um, but we do it. A lot of us do it, and it's hard for me because again I have those moments. Um, it's hard because I truly do enjoy streaming. I really enjoy this. I enjoy mouthing off. I enjoy talking. I haven't shut up for an hour on this show. I enjoy this. Um, 95% of the time, I enjoy actually streaming when I'm actually playing music, when I'm actually out there. Unfortunately, and we've talked about this before, so it's not like anything I haven't said before, is the DJ ego side of me kicks in, and I have a tendency to compare myself to other streamers, and I wonder why other streamers get more people in their chat. I wonder why they make more money than I do. Why, why? And my wife constantly reminds me, "You're doing this because you like to do it," you know, and that's the biggie. In my particular case, I stream a lot at night. Like I have my Monday night, 9 o'clock at night. Motown and More show, Motown Soul Oldies. Wednesday night, I do a Hump Day Mellow, Wednesday night. And then a lot of nights, I just go, my wife goes to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I go on after she goes to bed a lot of times. If I'm, because once my wife goes to bed, what am I going to do? I'm going to watch TV, or I'm just going to sit there and play on Twitch, which I do sometimes. Or I'm going to go out and I'm going to stream. And I call them micless. I can't talk on the mic because my wife's bedroom is right above the studio, and I can't wake her up. So I do micless nights, and I got to play music, right? And I do a lot of those. Those are pop-ups. I love raid trains. I'm on a lot of raid trains. I'm on a raid train this Thursday, a David Bowie raid train in the afternoon, playing all David Bowie music. And Alice is on the same raid train this Thursday. Mr. Latin, okay, so I lost him. Mr. Latin says, "You do it for the love of it." Yes, I see that. Yeah, if you keep thinking why, you're going to, and I do, Mr. Latin House, I do stress myself out, and you know as well as I do, there have been, in the 5 years that I've been doing this, plus 5 years plus, there's been 2 or 3 times where I've said, screw this, I'm done, I'm out of here, I shut it down, and I think I'm going to stop and never come back. And usually it's Mr. Latin House's raid trains that pull me back in. DC artists, comparing yourself to others, that just leads to chaos. Yes, it does. And I know all this stuff, and it's sad. Mr. Lathouse says, "I love getting Chuck the DJ out of retirement," and because he's the one that usually would pull me out because I'd be out, and I don't know. It seems like I've done that at the end of the years. Like I get that point at the end of the year where I'm like, you know what? Well, and maybe it's because I look at my taxes. I don't know. Let's see. What did you're actually getting more viewer percentage per follower than the big channels? You just forget that. I've been doing okay. I was actually with DJ 506 today and his stream, and if you haven't gone on Twitch Tracker, you can go on a thing called Twitch Tracker, twitchtracker.com. And you can type in any streamer's name, including your own, and you can see your stats for how you can do a monthly, a weekly, or yearly, I think, or even from the beginning, And today when we checked my stats, thank you, Mr. Lattenhouse. There's the link right there. We went in there, and I think my average viewership over 5 years was 15. I think that was my average viewership. It'll tell you how many hours you've streamed. I think I'm over 1,000 hours. You can tell it'll show you where you rank in the percentage. I'm in the 1.9% of streamers on Twitch. I rank. I think today it was. I rank 81,000 something in streamers on Twitch, and I'm assuming this also goes with gamers, not just DJs, but all guys who stream on Twitch. But you can go on there and you can check your stats, and you can check anybody's stats. If you're curious about whatever, go on twitchtracker.com. It'll tell you your most your most stream. I think there was one. I think my most viewer. God, I can't remember what it was. I want to say 100 and something, but whatever. But you can check it out. It's a really fun. I don't know how real it is. I don't know. I'm assuming it's tight. It's right. But I'm not. Don't take my word for that. But check it out. Twitchtracker.com. Put your name in there. Put your whoever's DJ you want to go in there. Like I say, you can, and it's got a thing. It'll tell you your followers. It'll tell you your famous followers. It'll tell you who's famous, who's following you. It'll tell you how many hours that you've streamed, how many days that you've streamed. DC Artist says, yeah, I think it's straight from Twitch, and it probably is. I don't really know, but it's a fun thing in my normal shows that I do, and my timers that pop up, from time to time. We have those things. There is one of my timers says, welcome to the, and I change it from time to time. Welcome to the 81,323rd streamer on Twitch. According to Twitch Tracker, and it comes up. There's actually a link that pops up in my timer that for everybody to check that out. And we are 1 minute overtime on the show here. I think I'm pretty much. I think I covered. The only other thing it says here about money, Miss Princess, how you doing? It says not huge alone, but regular cheering can make a small channel sustainable. Some streamers earn hundreds monthly from bits, depending upon their engagement and community culture. I like that, community culture. If you've got good community culture, you're gonna make it. That's me there, Mr. Lattenhouse. Thank you. 81,006. I average 25 viewers, and that's nice. But the only reason I average so many viewers is because of the raid trains. I know that except for this show, which I seem to draw a fair audience. I think right now we have 25, 30 people in here, which thank you very much. I so appreciate you guys hanging out. But I know that if Chuck the DJ goes on, and no raids, just Chuck the DJ. If I get 15 people, I'm pretty freaking happy. But I'm usually right around 10. And the other thing that we have talked about is that I'm also I'm a snotty streamer, right? I like interaction. I like to chat. I like to be interactive. I like that. Yeah, right. I'm a raid train whore. I like that. Right, so I can have 25 people. I can have 40 people, and I think just recently Ryan was here. Tio, how you doing? Hola. But if the chat's not rolling, if nobody's chatting, if nobody's interacting with me, Daddy wants to be played with. Exactly. I'm out of there. I will leave faster than Ryan kicking a can down the street. I mean, it is. That's what for me. That's what I enjoy about streaming. It's not so much the music, although it is the music. I enjoy putting the music out there. I do. But it's the interaction I get with the chat, right? That's what keeps me going. There are nights where I've got 4, 5, 6 people, and they're not chatting, and I'll stream an hour and a half maybe, and I'm done because I want the interaction. Alice, I always find something to complain about, and I know Alice picks on me a lot, about that, and rightfully so. But what do you do to interact with them, Alice? If it's a micless night, I try to be interactive. Just in the chat, in talking. Obviously, if it's a night where I have my mic, I mouth off. Because you don't understand what you're complaining about. Half the time, I don't understand. I have my biggest problem. Boy, we're going overtime, and I'm going to start. My biggest problem is I have a tendency to compare myself to other streamers, and I just shouldn't do that. And I know that. I know that, Alice. I know that, but I think it's because it's the mobile DJ in me, right? It's the mobile DJ, you know. Um, as a mobile DJ with people out there, you get that instant feedback. You get the interaction. You got people on the dance floor. You got people that are looking at you. Call it yourself ego. Call it whatever you want. It's just that's different. It's different as a streaming. I don't understand how people can do a stream without being seen on camera. I mean, to me, what's Alice is like that. Victor's like that. Dance Dance DJ Deb's like that. I mean, why aren't you on camera? I mean, again, I like being on camera. I like bopping around. For me, that's part of the show. I like seeing that as a DJ. It's comfort level. DC Artist, at least you see her hands when DC Artist is doing her show. But they play videos, and as I do. So anyway, I don't know this could be a whole nother rant. All right, again, there's the phone number right down there. You can call. You should, DC Artist. You're a hunk, or you're a hunk. You're a hottie. You can call and leave a message right down there. Boy, you're gonna keep me going here, aren't you, Alice? Yes. I think everyone is comfortable on video, and we're not. And I get that. I just have a hard. Again, I think it's the mobile DJ part. I think people who are mobile DJs, who have gone out, who go out there week to week, they're in front of crowds, they're in front of people. We're used to being in front of people. We're used to that, right? Can we text that number? I don't think so. I haven't. I think it's just you can try it, see what happens. But it's a phone number that's set up for messages, voicemails. I think that's where the mobile DJ part comes in, Alice. The full-time DJ that goes out there. Is the number live? You mean like, can I play it? No, it's not live. It's a voicemail. You can leave a voicemail. I can. It's recorded. It's not on air. It records, and it's set up so I can play it on air. But it's not like you can call right now and we can talk. We can talk like that. Yeah. Alice, I don't interact with nobody if I don't have to. But I think that's the difference in DJs, of the streamer DJs. I think we have the DJs, the people that are actual DJs that have been out there doing stuff. And then we have the other DJs that have taken it up, since Twitch came along. And you're right. They're not comfortable maybe being on camera because that's not what they're used to. Those of us that are out there, we're used to that kind of stuff. That's part of being a DJ. And Ryan gave me crap about this a while back, but I'll bring it up again in case Ryan's listening. Standing up. And if you notice, when I go, I'm sitting down right now. I'm enjoying the show. I'm sitting down. But when I end this show, or when we stop the chat with Chuck part, and I go to playing music part, I stand up. And to me, that's DJing, right? That and this is it's me. That's how I feel. That doesn't make it right or wrong or whatever. But I feel that as a DJ, if you're DJing, stand the fuck up, right? That's how I feel, right? Lockpick, never DJ'd anywhere but Twitch. I'm super camera shy, but I still worked up to get comfortable on camera. And Lockpick, I do know, Alice, I do know radio DJs sit down, but that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about mobile DJs. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Mobile DJs, and I do know mobile DJs that sit down. I don't think they should, but that's just me. That's how I feel about it. That's my rant, right? There's all different kinds of DJs. There's the streaming DJs, there's the radio DJs, there's the mobile DJs. I know that Mr. Lattenhouse says all DJs should stand. Period. Yeah, the old man yells at clouds. That's what I do. You know, will all the real mobile DJs please stand up? Please stand up. Exactly. You know, and that's unless you're handicapped. Grey Dog. Oh my gosh, how you doing, Grey Dog? Um, you know, that's boy, the chat's really whipping like there. Ryan agrees for mobile DJs we need to stand up. You know, when you're at an event, yes, and but see. I'm not, you know, I think I tried 2 or 3 times to actually sit down and stream and mobile and DJ while I just can't, right? I'm just not comfortable doing that. It's not what it's not what I think. And I'm not saying that's the way the world should be. I'm just saying that's what I think, right? That's what I think, you know. I'm not, you know, there are DJs out there that are probably making a lot more money than I am that sit down, you know, in the mobile world. I don't know, but it is. Dance DJ Deb, heard her name 3 times and there she is. You know, yes, I'm telling you, you're being judged if you're sitting down. First time chatter. Hey, Murray. Oh, I'm terrible with names. Welcome in. Thank you so much. The stream is almost over, but thank you. The Chat with Chuck show. We are 11 minutes over time. I sit down in my bad. See, now I'm going to get myself in trouble. No, you're not bad. You're not bad. I just can't do it. I can't sit down and DJ, you know. And as Ryan pointed out, you know, streaming DJ, and Alice has pointed out, streaming DJs, it's different than a mobile DJ. You know, that's two different things. You know, radio DJs, 3 different things. You know, it's a whole different world. Who dropped my balls? Ryan, thank you. Or somebody. Yeah. Oh, WP dropped my golf ball avalanches. And that goes back to the thing we were talking about earlier with the you know, redemptions. Use the redemptions. I like it when people drop my balls. I do. It's so much fun. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've dug my hole deep enough right now. I think I've probably talked more than I probably should should have. So I think what I'm going to do is thank you all for being here. I do so appreciate your support. The Chat with Chuck show is a labor of love. I enjoy doing it. I still have another foot left. Both might fit in your mouth with some effort, but then I fall on my ass. If I put both my feet in my ass, I do that. And Deb and Grey Dog, we talked about this. Ryan actually brought this up real briefly. Yeah, I mean, you know, injury, you know, handicap, a problem. I know Grey Dog's been through stuff. I know Deb's been through stuff. JP, thank you for the biddies. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Tang, how you doing? There's which vision don't you need to? You guys keep going. You're not letting me leave. There's a vision I don't need. So see, I've already forgotten where that. So anyway, so we're getting ready to shut down. The next one will be on next Tuesday. Just a reminder: tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Hump Night Mellow starts at 9:00 Pacific Standard Time. Oh yeah, thank you, Ryan. And for those of you that want to check out our dueling stream that Ryan and I did last week, there's a kick.com. I missed it. Kick.com/DJ Ryan22. Watch it if for no other reason. The banana eating contest, which is epic, and I was surprised that Twitch didn't kick us off. Wednesday night, thank you, Mr. Lattenhouse, 9 p.m. Pacific, Hump Day Mellow, slow jams, no mic, interactive in the chat. Thursday, 4:00 Pacific Standard Time, all David Bowie. We got a David Bowie Ray Train. It is David Bowie's birthday on the 8th, along with Elvis and my mother. But on the 8th, we have a David Bowie Ray Train. Alice is on it. She's on a little bit later. if I stay on till 6. Oh well, I might, Alice. Yeah, I'm gonna play some tunes when I get done here. So maybe I'll raid into Alice in about 45 minutes. I'll play some tunes. And if you haven't hung out with Alice for a while, ladies and gentlemen, it's fun. Another fun streamer. Geez, make sure you're following all the great DJs in the chat. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna call it a night. Thank you so much. And when I get done doing my little closing here, I'm gonna play some music.
Thanks for listening to Chat with Chuck. Have something you want Chuck to riff about? Send him a whisper and get ready to be entertained. I'm Greg Murray. Thanks for listening.